What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, this story just broke, like right now. Not even 2 hours old. Got other stories coming up for you guys today, but this story I had to jump on quick. We talk a lot on this channel about a lot of these women getting these boyfriends that are not the father of their children, and they take over the house and, do anything they want. Sometimes to the woman in front of the children, and sometimes to the children themselves. Oftentimes resulting in a fatality. These people right here are nothing but human trash. This is 23-year-old Alicia Renee Holloman and 21-year-old Avian Trailer. What they did to this woman's son is messed up. And she allowed it and participated in it. These two people are charged with, they have no bond. And this story is out of Detroit. Shout out Detroit, by the way. They are charged with the following crimes: felony murder, first-degree murder, child abuse, and torture. What this 7-year-old boy, which is, like I said, her son, endured at the hands of these two devils made me sick, like sick to my stomach. I'm going to play this video. Listen to what they say his body looked like at the medical examiner's office, and they recorded the injuries. Listen.
More than an hour ago, a Detroit couple was arraigned on some stomach-turning charges.
Yes, police are saying that they tortured and killed their 7-year-old son. Thank you for joining us this noon. I'm Rhonda Walker.
And I'm Jason Colthorpe. Let's bring in Will Jones, who was at that arraignment today. And we should caution here, these details are very disturbing to hear, Will.
Yeah, Jason and Rhonda, it was certainly hard to hear those details play out. Prosecutors say that 7-year-old boy lived a nightmare. They say his body was brutalized. Let's go over some of the details of this case. Prosecutors say 23-year-old Alicia Holloman and her boyfriend, 21-year-old Avian Trailer, appeared virtually in court this morning at 36th District Court. They're facing felony murder, first-degree child abuse, and torture charges in connection to the death of Holloman's 7-year-old son, Deshaun Williams. Police were dispatched to a home in the 3700 block of Hurlbut on Detroit's east side for reports of child abuse. This was just after midnight Sunday. The boy was taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. Prosecutors say the boy's body was covered with scratches, scrapes, and burns. The cause of death is multiple blunt force trauma, which caused internal bleeding.
He has bruises and marks in the shape of something semicircular. He has an anal tear and burn marks that were made post-mortem, meaning after he died.
After death, yeah.
Yes. There are just simply no words to describe how absolutely brutalized Deshaun was. Based on the facts and the evidence that we have.
The judge said both defendants are a danger to the community. They were given no bond. They're due back in court next month. Again, it was simply heartbreaking to hear these details in court. Investigators have not said a motive at this point. We're live downtown. Will Jones, Local 4.
Guys, I'm going to read you this short article by the same local news out of Detroit that had a little bit more details of how vicious these two animals were. It says 23-year-old Alicia Renee Holloman and 21-year-old Avian Taylor were charged Wednesday, October 25th with felony murder, first-degree child abuse, and torture. The charges stem from an incident that happened Sunday, October 22nd. So this past Sunday, this happened just after midnight. According to authorities, police were dispatched to a home located near the intersection of Hurlbut Street and Mack Avenue on reports of child abuse. Police said that they found the 7-year-old boy with scars and abrasions on his face, back, and chest. He was taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. His cause of death was listed as multiple blunt force trauma, which caused internal bleeding. His bruises and marks in the shape of something semicircular. He had an anal tear, burn marks that were made post-mortem, meaning after he died. There are just simply no words to describe how absolutely brutalized Deshaun was based on the facts of the evidence that we have. Authorities believe both Holloman and Traylor physically abused the boy, causing fatal injuries. Guys, I was dating a girl one time, and she had 2 children. One of them was 2 years old. This is the first time I ever came to her house. I remember she said she had kids. One of them was 2 years old. The other one was 7 years old. The one that was 7 years old was mild-mannered, typical boy, in the room playing or whatever. The 2-year-old, you could see he wasn't disciplined or taught a lot of things. And he was just all over the place. He would pick stuff up and hit you with it. You know what I mean? He would spit. I'm sitting there. He trying to fight and kick on me. I grabs the kid like by his arms, like holding him back, like, hey, get your son. You know what she told me? And this is the first time going to see her at her place, and the last time she seen me, period. She was like, beat his ass. Beat him. I said, I ain't beating your kid. So you just gonna let him beat you up? Tear his ass up. It took the breath out of my body. There was a lot of low IQ people out here, and you get low IQ behavior. That's chaotic. And this is all this story is chaotic. Lack of order, lack of leadership. The blind leading the blind, and the dumb leading the dumb. 7-year-old boy was your boy, Alyssa. You jumped your child with a man that's a stranger. And that's all I see it as. They need to have some type of tribunal with just regular folk that have been victims of abuse, have lost people to abuse, or, lost children or whatever, that really feel the pain of losing someone that did not deserve to go, and they need to have them as a group. And they all need to, people like this need to be turned over to them and beat upside down and inside out. It need to be like, just a whole bunch of neighbors and stuff that was concerned and all the stuff that believe in doing the right thing. Bust their asses. For real. Turn them over to the people. Because obviously they don't care about being out in society, and they don't care about people, period, or humanity just the same. They said this little boy had burns, he was scratched, and he had an anal tear after he was dead. So you beat him to death because he died from internal injuries and internal bleeding. You beat him so bad he died. And then once he died, you burned his body and violated him by shoving something in his ass. In 40 years, population of Black America will be minute. I might not be here to see it, but unless something changes, it's over for us. Even if he survived anything like that, and it wasn't reported, and he survived that, what type of contributing member do you think he would have been in society, or what kind of PTSD he would have had growing up as a man? Do you think he'd be able to trust anybody? Do you? Think, guys. Do you think he'd be able to trust anybody? How do you think his relationship would be with a woman? How would his relationship be with his children? Or the children of a girl that he messed with? See, it's easy for a guy to come into your home and want you and not want your kids. And it's also easy for a guy to come in there, your home, and if you give him the green light, because he a destructive son of a bitch himself with his own life and all that other stuff. He has no etheric tie to that baby, no life essence. That baby didn't come from him or through you or whatever. It's just a little ninja in the way, and they treat him as such. People like this hate people that look like them. You cannot tell me there is not a hatred amongst us, whether it's taught or learned from watching something else subliminally implanted in us to hate our reflection or those that reflect what we look like. Y'all can say whatever you want. You better start paying attention. Alarming rates, sickening behavior, chaotic behavior, shooting kids in grandmother's arms, shooting the grandma. Random acts of violence. Not caring who it is and how we look as a people out here. Nothing. Just bedlam. I'm going to do a story. I'm doing research right now. I'm going to do a story. A lot of major cities have a high majority of black folk. A lot of people get around here and they holler and scream, and I ain't on no pro-black soapbox. We don't have nothing. We don't this. We don't that. What we don't have is intelligent people that want to be city officials. En masse, more black police officers. If you think you're being injustice and all this other stuff, come out into the community. Say you want to make a difference. Don't just talk about it. Don't. I use my platform to speak to you guys about some of the things I think about. But stuff like this has a lasting ripple effect for generations to come. This story will make news in Detroit. And it might briefly for 30 seconds get mentioned somewhere else. And then as somebody watches it, they'll say, oh, wow, that's sad. And then a commercial will come and take that right out your head. This little boy's gone. From people that shouldn't even been able to breathe, period. Let alone have children inside. This right here, this dude did this to this girl. They do this to these kids like it's no male to protect them. And a lot of times they're not. It's no way you have a child, you don't stay close to pay attention to see what's going on out here. Because anybody could be doing anything. Because if you with the girl and then you not with the girl, there's something wrong with her or something wrong with you or whatever, that child is still there. He's part of both of you. Love you like you love mother. You still have to protect the child if you claim you love your child. And everybody love their kids. Now, depending on who you dealing with, you might not be able to see your kids stuff because, I mean, it's just be drama sometimes on both sides, both sexes, whatever. But still, there's a responsibility there. This boy died at the hands of his number one nurturer and a stranger who she let devastate her child. And then after he died, you violated his body in the most heinous way. Unacceptable. I mean, it just makes me sick thinking about this. If I got the call, somebody did something to one of my kids, and they say, sir, we're uncomfortable telling you this, but your son was also burned and they stuck something in his ass, that would drain me. It's like a lot of the stuff that's being done to children and just people, period. The ones doing it don't have no off button. As extreme and as violent as they want to be. Don't know when to pull back or not. So why should we as taxpayers and citizens that are out here trying to do the right thing, why should we have sympathy for this? Oh, life in prison, not enough. Not enough. Not enough. The punishment should fit the crime. Severity with severity. I would turn these people over to the good folk in his family, in the little boy's family. Here you go. Serve justice. And it be what it'll be. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Man, we got real problems out here. Not just black folk, all folk. This affects everybody. All this dark, negative energy or whatever you want to call it out there is overwhelming. And it's consuming a lot of people that don't even deserve to be near it. Those that want to do right. Those that want a brighter future. You can't even be safe in your home because you got somebody trying to run up in there and all. Man, you know what? Listen, I'll see you guys in the next video. Like I said before, take care.